All right, all right, all right. Welcome one, welcome all to the Jerkmonger Show, coming at you live from the Jerkmonger Studios here in Tampa, Florida. Oh snap! I have my volume up. I'm gonna put that down. Put that down. Hey, all right. Got Nasser is here. How you doing, brother? Beep Boop and Scooby Doo Kajoo. Alejandro Medina, what's going on, man? Only the brave sign on. Oh well, what's up? Uh-huh, uh-huh. And Rodwell's here. What's up, y'all? What's up? So I am going to turn on my camera now for you guys so we can continue on in designing stuff for what I believe I have a name for. I have a name for my pain. What's up, Kodiak? My man, pots and pans. What's going on, brother? Adam Ricks, what's up? What's up? What's up? Super excited, guys. I'm super excited. I'm in my studio. My family's asleep. Been watching election coverage, and it looks like we've got what we got. So here we are. Here we are. A new day in America here, the midterm elections, and we are. I don't know. Are we a new country now? I don't know. I'm not sure that we're a new country. I'm not sure that we're different from where we were, but we are certainly moving along. So I have a name in the his house word, Argos Creations. Good morning, Argos. Good morning. It is 1:09 or 1:10 in the morning for me, which is really feels more like 2:10 in the morning because, as you know, we had a fall back situation this past weekend where we lost an hour of sleep, or rather, we gained an hour of sleep. We lost an hour from the day. So I believe. I do this like the way they do it on television, or the new people do it. What's up, Tim? How you doing? I believe that my name for this project, I think I have it. So I'm going to go through the process of daylight savings time. That's daylight slaving time. Yeah. I'm going to go through the process of just making sure I'm squared away. I did a little bit of just a minor search, and I think I found that nobody has the name exactly the way I want to just do it. The name of this project is going to be Hellbound. That's going to be the name of the project. So I'm going to just keep my eyes open in case I'm stepping on somebody else's toes in that regard. But this is essentially what I kind of want to do. I kind of want to have my story take place. It's a world that's a dark fantasy world. It's going to be about my characters going through a process. I think there's definitely working on some sort of growth. Hellbound it is. Yes, it is. Not with 3 L's though, just 2. And I want there to be I just want there to be some sort of weight to my story, something, an edge, Hellraiser, Hellbound, yeah, something like that, something like that. And I want there to be like an edge to the world, and I want there to be also be some sort of fear, and so there's going to be a traveling or a growth process for my characters. They're going to go on a journey individually and together as a team, and they're going to end up going literally to this hell world. So I thought, I had an idea for a novel series a long time ago, or a graphic novel series I might do, and the first book was going to be called Hellbound, and so yeah, that's it, Hellbound, and so that'll be the name for this first installment. So I'm excited, and Hellbound it is. And so I'm going to go ahead and draw a few more characters. We can just talk about stuff, whatever you guys want to talk about. I brought my mugga tools. This is dangerous. This is gonna. This has like a whole rotating thing. I don't want to do that. I'll leave that over here. All right. So as you can see, I was already kind of creating hell-ish imagery. Not really that big on hellish imagery, but I was definitely doing something. Elliot, just looked it up. There's a first-person shooter named Hellbound. Looks way fantasy-ish. Don't know if you want to look it up. It's okay. It's all right. If it's okay if it's a game. I'm not worried about that. Maybe I'll give it a subtitle or something. Hellbound, the adventures of blah blah blah. something like that. Is there a resource to check if a certain name is okay? Not really. It doesn't matter, guys. It's what it is. It was a huge D2 fan. I think it's cool. Diablo inspired you a bit on this. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely a lot of Diablo inspiration for this, and I'm excited about it. I'm kind of excited also because I heard there's a way to get Diablo put on my the first game, Diablo 1, on my Android. So I'm looking into that soon. Let's see. I'd ask for the link, but my brother is snoring super loud. Oh, right on, man. Sammy, the Tommy Sarkinen. Morning. How you doing? We wouldn't hear him over your chair. Sorry, Nasser. They've already kicked you before you got in. So I just wanted to just check real quick. I'm excited because my development has also kind of reflected where I want to take the game. So the comic. See what you did to me, Kodiak. You see what you did. But no, what's going on here, Bear? I'm taking started out with this simple concepts about this enchantress and how she's affecting the king, and then I got into ideas about my monsters, and then I got into these darker guys. And I thought, oh yeah, this would be a cool gargoyle guy, but he looks like a demon. And then I thought, yeah, it'd be kind of cool. And so I continued to progress, and then finally I started coming up with this idea, like a hellscape, where my characters are going to get involved in some other treacherous situations. This is my knight. I'm so excited about that guy. I just made him my avatar on Instagram, so I'm even more pumped up. Anyway, so, and then I did this weird twisted guy, and I started thinking about twisted souls, and that really kind of, cemented the concept for me of where I wanted to take this. So, so yeah, I'm certainly pumped up about this. Certainly excited, and I think I'm going to launch first quarter next year. Looking at probably a February launch for my campaign. So we'll see. In the meantime, though, I will be launching other campaigns. Yes, I just said campaigns, but they're not always going to be comic related, or I should say, I'm going to be doing with my business. My company name is in the links that I posted in my description. My wallet will be ready. Well, thanks, Tim. I appreciate it, man. I plan on doing some other things where I'm going to turn some of these characters into T-shirt designs, and so we're planning on doing a T-shirt campaign, and I'm going to test it out. I'm not sure I'm going to pull it off. I'm not sure where to pull it off. It's not necessarily a Comicsgate thing or anything like that. As it is more of a just me as an artist thing, trying to get my work out there and get people to just kind of enjoy everything I do on multiple levels. So there's a comic book through Big Bridge. My business partner and I are planning on producing content, product like stickers and magnets and other things related to this project. And I'm even considering doing an oversized trading card set that I'm looking for a manufacturer now to do this oversized trading card set, well, where some of these characters will be more fully realized and colored. And then on the back, I'm going to do a nice border and everything to make it look really tight. Pins still, all right, I know, Toon, they're not up yet. I just talked to Andy. He's backed up a little bit on that. We're working that out. I was going to make that announcement as well. Hold on a second. I'm going to sneeze. Give me one moment while I sneeze. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm just pulling your chain. No, no, no. Don't. That's a big deal for us. We really need that online because we're looking to sell those things anyway. So back to story on the back of the card would be super cool. Yeah, yeah. So each character will have my some blurb that goes along with the character and kind of get. Thank you guys. Thank you, Gesundheit. Thank you, Rebel. And basically kind of tell a little more about those characters in a brief way, or at least like a little blurb. So I'm definitely looking at ways to kind of connect product and merchandise with the story. So as it kind of unfolds, you guys can get into a more immersive experience with the content through things like that, And I think I'm also going to produce at the end. I mean, there will be a these will be the sketches that you'll see in the back of the book. So what I'm planning on doing in book one is having 40 pages of story and then 8 pages of artwork and sketches. When you say oversized cards, are you talking about the widescreen stock card or bigger? I'm talking about 4x6 cards. 4x6 cards. So they're like trading card size and almost the same ratio, almost the same apples to apples ratio, but just larger. And then what I'll do is those are going to be some things that I might take to a convention. For instance, instead of prints of Batman or prints of something else, I'll have prints of that set, and then I'll also sell them as a set, right? And packaged as a set that you can get with extra cards, literally chase cards. So I'm really excited. We're really thinking. I mean, this isn't all original stuff, but coming from an independent place, we're really trying to think a little bit differently about how to just thinking of ways to protect them. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I mean, I'm sure. I think they even make top loaders for 4x6, so it'd be something like that. But yeah, so we're just really excited. Andy and I, are we having a meeting tomorrow, or which is since right now in Tampa, Florida, it's 1:19 later on today. But definitely excited for the future for next year. 2019 is going to be a big year for us. As we continue to produce content and product that I think my customers and my fans will be excited about. So with that said, thank you, Tim. I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. You're always super supportive. All you guys are supportive. And by the way, if you guys are enjoying any of this stuff, hit and smash that like button, because that really helps me out. And it also helps kind of raise the awareness of this particular page and this account. I'm also doing some sketch stuff over on Instagram, but I'm really focusing here on YouTube. And also, if you are interested at all, you can support me also on Patreon, where that's a little different. And I am updating that to include or to shift it around to more of a supportive process versus an exchange there, because I'm trying to make these campaigns more functional, so to speak. So one of the things that I want to try to work on here is I love the ideas of these things. How do you access the Instagram live stuff? Well, you can sign up for my I have a private Instagram for my Patreon, for my patrons, but I also have a regular one. And so if you just find me under Elliot Fernandez _art, you can go ahead and check me out there. And I'll be doing live things there from time to time. So Comics Legend says, Elliot, want to make tons of money? Partner up with Cecil to make writer a huge opportunity for you. I as much as I appreciate Cecil and as much as I'm disappointed, I gotta be honest with you. I read that information this morning, super disappointed in what I read, but it's bound to happen, and not that it happened was so much of a thing as it was how it happened, which is disappointing. But so is life, or such is life, and c'est la vie, as they say. And so we're just going to continue to move forward. But as far as your question, that's not really something I'd be happy to help him with designs if he needs something, or even some ancillary work. But as of right now, I'm mostly focusing on my project. This is going to take me a lot of energy. So I need to make sure I'm working on stuff that I own, and instead of things that other people own. And so, like I said, I'll help where I can if I can, but I want to focus my energy and attention on my properties. Let's see. How do you access the Instagram live stuff? So yeah, you just go onto my Instagram too, you join it, and from time to time I'll come up and you'll see me, hey, Elliot Fernandez is live, and you go on there. When do you think you'll start paneling it out? I'm working on the store. Right now I'm still working on these concepts, and I just bought a bunch of note cards. So I'm going to start laying out the story literally. I have a bunch of notes already, and I want to do a proper script for it. So in case I need to pass it on to somebody else to help me with certain things, like maybe some thumbnails or whatever, or layouts, they can kind of help me. But as of right now, I'm working on from that perspective. And then going into, I'll probably start doing layouts. Like I said, I'm not gonna put any real energy into the layout, the art part of this, besides concept art. Because even if this doesn't work here, the idea is I want to turn this into maybe even a game or a card game or something like that down the road. So stuff like that is kind of where I am for this. So if I can, I will certainly take this to that next level. Um, but if it is going to be a book, I want to make sure that I'm not wasting my time and putting too much energy into the book before, because at that point, it's there's no customer for it. So I don't want to put any energy into it that I don't need to put into it. So I'll wait till the campaign to see how successful that goes, and then from there I'll make some other moves. Uh, listen to you guys. Listen to you guys. So I have this idea. I was looking at one of these images I saw. I have a lot of reference material that I keep in my office here, and from various games and movies. Let's see here. So I want this guy. I want this guy to have little eyes, though. To have this little beady eye thing going on. Maybe something like that. Dude, I was super pleased with Daredevil 3, but now I'm scared. It was so good, but Marvel properties are dropping like Thanos snapped his fingers or something. What do you mean by that, Bear? I don't know what's going on with that. I heard that they are. I think they're leaving Netflix so they can go to that Disney channel thing, whatever their version of it of the same concept. So maybe this guy has multiple eyes. I always wonder. I'm super curious how a spider sees with all those eyes. So what is the end result there? I don't know. I'm always curious about that. I want to do something like this. Maybe the horns come out and back. No, that's too weird. That looks weird because the angle's off. It's too high. So it'd be more something like this, perhaps. Um, but will it be all the Netflix cast? I think Netflix has a hook on their characters, on their actors. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that that's how that's gonna work, man. Push back my next Indiegogo to March. I need to make 300 so I can quit my job, man. That's kind of what I am hoping for. I mean, if Hellbound works out and it's something that I can do and is effective and it does make enough money as far as a campaign is concerned, then I'd love that to be the thing I do all day. And then this is all I would do is produce this book, and you guys can help me with that. But that's, I don't want to presume that. I really don't want to presume that. I don't know what the mindset will be like by next year. So I'm gonna play it, you know, conservative in a way, but not in terms of content. I want the content to be fantastic. I have things to do next year. I'm already dreading the shipping process. Yeah, tell me about it, man. Shipping is already, Andy's already told me I'm out of luck on the next shipping process. I'm gonna have to do more of my own shipping. So so anyway, so I'm here now. Let's see, how long have I been on? I'm not gonna be on for very, very long, so I do need to get some sleep. That's been tough getting some work done. So I'm in 20 minutes already. All right, so this, I don't know if I like this beast version yet. Maybe this is not quite what I want. Maybe what I need to do is be a little looser and just kind of play with the concept a little more. Pretty soon I'm going to do a lot more of these, uh, start doing my own weapon designs, because a big part of the story is going to be weapons and artifacts. You still have plans for Bubba Squatch? I do, Rodwell. I do. Thank you for asking. I'm glad you asked. So what I'm going to do with Bubba Squatch, there is a plan I have to incorporate a strip, a comic strip that I'm going to release on Webtoons. Webtoons is a platform that services the more of the Korean culture and Chinese culture, Chinese market. And so I'm hoping that it'll catch a little steam on there. And I'm just going to make it a very small, intimate concept that I'm going to release there on a very limited basis. I'm not going to put a lot of. I might do a strip a week or every 2 weeks. Um, yes, Nasser, tomorrow we'll be doing it around, like you said, around that time. Let me know who's supposed to host it. Is it going to be you or is it going to be me? Let me know. This is a different guy altogether. I'll draw the whole series. Oh, I don't want to draw a series for anything or anyone in particular, brother. I appreciate you. I do. But that's a big commitment, man, to do a series. And I'd rather put that energy, like I said, into stuff I know I can do for myself. But I'd be happy to work out with you the details of things. So, Tillman, what's going on, man? Yeah, I definitely want to put energy into my own IPs. But man, you know I love you. You know I got love for you. So we'll figure something out. We'll figure something out. Maybe I can help with layouts or something along the way. Let's see here. I just want to throw this at you there, guys. You got to check out the. Oh, right on, man. Check out the merch at Big Bridge Designs. That's right. Just chilling. Right on, Sean. I like this guy already. I like he looks like a Chinese dragon. I like this. Look, maybe he's gonna has a weird mouth. And for those just coming in, smash that like, smash it up, smash it up. Yeah, working on other. I gotta be honest, man. I found when I did work for DC wasn't such a problem, but some of the stuff I did for Dynamite, as much as I appreciate the people at Dynamite that gave me the gig, I found it a drudgery working on other people's stuff. And one of the things I like about Hellbound is it's all the stuff that I want to draw. So monsters and horror and ghosts and things of that nature. Um, I kicked Nasser. See, Nasser, you see what you did? Now you got the people upset with you. Now that my fans, now my crowd's going like, hey man, who's this guy? Get him off. I'm just messing with you, brother. You're always welcome, brother. You're always welcome here. I don't know why they want to kick you out. You're a swell guy. You're a swell guy. It's a lot of pressure working on other people's work. It is. It is a lot of pressure. And you know, the thing is you're always thinking, man, I want to draw something else. And I think I've been saying this for a while now, for those of you who are kind of just coming into my world. I really feel like, and some of you have heard me say this, I really feel like the next dimension, the next not dimension, but I guess is the right term. The next frontier for American creators is not working on other people's work. I think sometimes I hear people say that they would like to work for Marvel, DC still, and I don't share that enthusiasm with those guys. I feel like um, you're gonna always be behind the eight ball and that stuff. Um, yes, Mighty Egbert, I'm working on my concepts for my new store, my project uh, uh, titled so far, as long as I don't have any problems with any other groups. My title for this project is Hellbound. And so these are monsters I think I'm gonna unleash on the series. But anyway, yeah. So well, I'm going to be the other people's stuff. I told you already. I split the copyright with the artist. No, no, that's not the pro. That's not what I mean. I don't mean it like that. I mean I mean, when it's not, even on ideas that I've had, when I've invited other people into my concept, it tends to kind of turn into, it kind of turns into, oh, that's me just doing the art for that project. Esteban Maroto. No, I don't know. Here, I'll write that down. Esteban Moroto. Maroto. Sounds like Naruto. So it's not a matter of who owns what. It's more about, is it something that I want to do? That was the whole, because I was going to work on other people's ideas. I just go work for UPS or something, or get another job or something. It just never appealed to me back then. I spent 20 years. My headset bonked out. Hold on, let me make sure I got this right here. Let me check my settings. Okay, so my microphone is, I'm going to switch to my internal microphone. All right. I hope you guys can still hear me. My headset just, oh, hold on. Sounds cleaner. All right, well, I'll turn this off then. All right. Anyway. So yeah. So yeah, it's really boils down to, you know, working on people's projects and getting them to sorry, I'm just shifting things around now because my headset fell apart. Let's see. Apparently, all the Conan work I saw on my dad's walls and bookshelf was him growing up, and I thought his work was Buscema. Apparently, that's cool. That sounds awesome. Yeah, you know, when you're working on other things, you know, it's not your idea, it's not your personal concept. You know, I did that for, like I said, for almost 20 years, working for this T-shirt company, and I made them a lot of money. And obviously, I'm not talking about you, Nasser. I know we're talking about separate things here, but not to mention, I'm not really a big superhero guy anymore. I love superheroes, but I don't know. I feel like superheroes as a whole, unless you have a really unique idea, they don't excite me. I feel like I've seen enough of it. So, you know, I don't know, that's just my thoughts. So I like fantasy. I like the way this stuff kind of reads, from visually speaking, of course. Not so much the actual stories, because it's been difficult to find good fantasy stories. I think that's why I like doing the fantasy thing, because I want to do something. That's one of the things that I think I can do. A lot of this fantasy stuff that I've seen has not been that great, and I feel like there's a hole there with this stuff. So after he drew Ghost Rider, he realized he'd never be able to top it, so he moved on. No, I mean, I love Batman still. I love that character. I still love the Hulk. I still love Robin. I still love my characters, you know. But I feel like there's already a market there, that the competition for the art, that it's not good for me there. I don't feel like I belong there. Why is this man awake? Because, man, I was watching election coverage, so now I'm just kind of hanging out. Let me see. But yeah, so that's kind of where I fall on that sort of thing. So now here I am, and by the way, I tried working in comics. I did work on superhero stuff for a while, and it was all right. You know, I did it for a minute, and then and I lost my love for it. To be honest, superheroes hurt my heart. Superheroes have hurt my heart. You know, especially with all the way things are going in the comic industry, it really makes me sad sometimes. So was the election news good for you? Possibly for me, I think. I don't know, man. I don't care. Everybody lies, so I don't know what's gonna happen.
Para dormir, hombre, para dormir. I will. I'm only gonna be on here for a little bit longer. I announced the name, Critias. The name of the book is going to be Hellbound. Which, by the way, Hellbound has another significance for me. There was a point in my life that I felt like I was kind of drifting down a darker path, and Hellbound, it's kind of this is as much of a fantasy story and horror as it is a redemption story for me too. Do you go live a few times a week, Humphrey? I go live. I'm trying to go live every day. So, but lately I've been just kind of inundated with work that I couldn't put down for. So, a customer at work had a Riverdale shirt on. I was almost slick. All my buddy Elliot worked on one of the Riverdale comics, but I chickened out. It was only the first one, man. It was the very first one. Tom Sarkinen, have you decided what kind of magic your setting has? Oh, that's a great question. It's definitely not going to be set in real world. So it's going to be a little more like a Tolkien. Think of it like a darker Tolkien world. The magic is going to be, there are going to be witches and sorcery. There's going to be magic items. One of the characters has a robotic mechanical arm, I should say. It's not robotic. Matches with your life story and inspiration for your book. Yes, it does, Crit. And the robotic arm is actually magical. It's mechanical. It was created by a wizard that I want to introduce in the story. Some of my characters won't come out until the second book if it gets that far. So. Critias, why are we talking in all caps, brother? Why are we yelling? Yelling! Ah! You guys are good, funny. So I don't know if that helps, Nasser. I'll definitely keep my ears open for in case there's someone else that you'd like to work with. How is your oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot the name of the book. Oh my gosh. Brutus, how's Brutus going? Will there be magical coffee with cheese cubes? Yes, comics legend. Yes, of course. It's fantasy punk. I just made that up, I think. Oh, you may have. You may have. I'd be asleep right now, but Elliot went live. Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Tim says, choking on my dinner, LOL. Was so good I couldn't slow down. So Matthew Hopkins says, so advanced technology in your world will run on magic. Sounds cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of, it's not very technological either. It's similar to steampunk. Running on crystals and magical crystals and things of that nature, stones and gems. Someone mentioned that I'm definitely inspired by Diablo and the way that world is kind of set up. So Tommy says, I think it's good to write a magic guide when designing a setting to keep it consistent. Magic affects so many things, and fans will be asking about it endlessly, especially how person gains magic. Well, that's a good point. That's a good point. But I think the overall rules of the world are not that different from anything that you may have experienced before in other kinds of fiction of this nature. So I'm not that worried about that. It's definitely, there are magical people and there are magic. There's ways to use magic, but I think that's something to explore. I don't think that it's necessary to go that far. I think it's just more. It's your general magic concept with artifacts and things that never have been used. I love the idea of things having a history and a lore. I want to build the lore mostly. That's what I really want to build more of, the lore. So there are going to be a lot of things imbued by demonic power. So there's going to be demons in the story and possibly angels. So we'll see how that goes, how I present that kind of concept. It must have been one hell of a delicious dinner. Nasser says, Hourglass is my magnum opus. I'm having trouble figuring out who the artist should be. It needs a certain high-end look, and you and Donald have passed John Mayland, maybe, man. Like I said, you know, I'm still working on stuff, man. I'm still working on stuff. Ellie, I gave you the thumbs down because you had straight likes. Well, gee whiz. I know, right? Nobody, well, I think I have had a couple of negative denouncements of my stuff in the past. Nothing major, nothing I can't handle. None of it all gets bad. By the way, so as you guys know, I'm a fan of Diablo, and while I was coming up with this idea, it was announced. I did not know because I don't usually follow these game companies this way, but it was announced that they were going to release, that Blizzard at BlizzCon was going to release a Diablo project. It was assumed that it was going to be what do you call it? Assumed it was going to be Diablo 4. Instead, it was something called Diablo Immortal, which, by the way, I was like stoked about the name of that. But then they also announced that it was going to be a mobile game. Well, how does that affect me? Not very much, because I don't have a lot of time to play games anymore. But I will tell you though that if you go to the page, the official Diablo page here on YouTube, oh my gosh, it had, so when I saw it last time, it was like maybe 6,000 likes and like 250,000 dislikes. I went today and it went up. I said, oh man, it went up. It went to 18,000 likes, but now it's at 400 something thousand dislikes. Like, holy moly. Talk about a call to action for this company to arrange their stuff. But you know, who knows how that's going to turn, especially these days. So Tommy says, if you have magical crystals, people will ask if they are crystallized blood of old titans, tears of angels, dead spirits, or something like that. If you use them in a machine, it influences the feel. I think it's going to be more like traditional gems, like rubies and sapphires and such, that have special abilities. They're legendary magical items. Did you watch the video where they got booed live on stage when announcing it? Was funny. Yeah, I did, Bear, and I was really sad for those people, man. Oof, that was sad. That was real sad. Hey, thanks for liking it again, Crit. I appreciate that. Yeah, you know, and it was sad. What was really sad was watching people criticize the fan response, as though there's this weird thing going on now where people say things like, "Oh, how come you should be grateful that this is like this," and then it's just a weird time we're living in, where, I mean, I don't know, man. Listen, as a business person, if I'm creating I guess that's this weird, this entitlement culture is kind of expanded. There it is, 18K to 489K. Can you believe that? Holy mackerel. So Critics says, Mike had my professor on his channel. He used to be Mike's editor. It felt good catching up with him. Oh, very cool, man. That's all right. Tommy says, I really like gems. You need a good colorist for those, though. Believe it or not, I can do some stuff. You might be surprised. Nasser says, I'm almost 20,000 words into my 5th novel of the year. My fingers hurt, Elliot. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. What was that my fault? Did I say something wrong? I didn't mean to say anything wrong. Matthew Gervais, how you doing? Did you see the videos on the comment and dislike manipulation? No, I didn't. But what difference does it make? It could have been bots. It could have been all sorts of stuff. It doesn't matter. People dislike it. I mean, how what's the discrepancy there? Is it going to fix it by how many? 50,000? 100,000? It's still almost 500,000 dislikes regardless. Let's see. Bear says, I think a less is more is a great idea. I think of the creature from the Black Lagoon. We didn't know its backstory, didn't need to. I agree with that, but I'm also kind of including stuff like, you know, I want there to be beasts. I love it when, remember how the Balrog shows up? And if you've never read the how do you say it, the Lord of the Rings, you may never have even heard about this character, right? I never did. So I'm in the theater and I'm seeing this thing for the first time, and when the Balrog comes out, I knew nothing about that character. I knew nothing about what he was except for the subtle hint that Gandalf gives. And all of a sudden, good night, Nasser, be good, man. And all of a sudden, this beast comes out, man. And I loved how it was implied, the history, without actually giving a history. I don't think that that's necessary. I'd rather leave that open for interpretation later, or in case I find, let's say it hits and someone wants to do a novelization of it, then in that case, I'll let somebody else do that, you know? So Chris says, Elliot, add questing beasts in your story. I think they fit your world. What's a questing beast? That's an interesting name. I don't know. I think I've never heard that before. So I agree with you, Bear. I think a lot of some people want things really explained. I'm not that kind of world builder. If I do that, I'll never get this project lifted off the ground. So I'm going to focus more on the story, getting the characters moving from A to B, giving you guys great character and monster designs. I mean, I think they're great. I mean, I hope you guys will like it too. And seeing these characters in action, that's more of what I'm hoping for. So there'll be some explanation, I imagine. You know, I need to explain certain things in certain cases, but for the most part, I like the idea of things as being what they are. And then, you know, worst comes to worst, I could always include or create another book later where a tiger squirrel. Oh, okay. I don't know what that would, I'm not sure. I gotta look that up. Where I can do like a little encyclopedia, and I think that's gonna go along with the art book. So that's I'm telling you guys, I am, before a comic art, I'm mostly into just art in general and concept art. So that's mostly where my head is. Usually I'm really a frustrated concept designer, so I'm looking forward to doing books like that. Elliot, I bought a sumo grip on your recommendation. I love it. Good. Yeah, I have arthritis in my joints, and so this is a very comfortable pencil to work with. Hello, chat, says the Ryan Cardinal. Hello, Elliot. How is everyone doing tonight? This is looking dope, by the way. Elliot, well, thank you, Mr. Cardinal. Thank you very much. Critic says, has the head and neck of a snake, the body of a leopard. Oh, I get you. Wow, that's an interesting name for that. I never heard that before. Questing beast, huh? It doesn't even make sense. Yeah, like a chimera. Bear says, oh no, I was wrong. Well, Tomb says, the Ryan. Is it the Ryan or Darian? I don't know. Matthew says, Chris, yo man, what's up? Mighty Egbert, how much concept work do you do before you start on pages? Well, I do a concept work before I start on the story. I don't start pages until I have a story. That's how I work, at least on my own concept here. Does that make sense? Let's see. Chris says, Tommy says, I prefer that things are implied. Scenery and action is good to be shown. Emotions and powers can be implied. Earlier, I just thought on your side guide is good. I'm RPG guy, so I like thinking stuff. I hear you. I'm actually a frustrated RPG player. I never played, man. I never played. So like I said, I would love for this to become something like that. Maybe we can go further into that in the future. But as of right now, I think having the things there and then making reference to them later is as good of an opportunity as any. It's kind of like Star Wars. You know, when you first see Star Wars Episode 4, you know nothing about the Force, just what they kind of tell you. You need to know a little bit about the Force so the plot progresses. But other than that, it's not the most important thing. How it works or how it functions is not the most important thing. It's only important later when it becomes announced that there's a story to explain it. So we'll see how that goes. Questing Beast is a monster from Arthurian legend. It is the subject of quests undertaken by famous knights such as King Pellam. Okay, all right. Asgard by Ben Jones has 1 hour left. No in-demand store in case anyone was thinking of backing it. Hey man, Ben Jones is my boy. If you are so inclined and you think that you might want to enjoy something of that nature, please check it out. I think is it funded already? I think he's already funded, right? So he's working on it furiously for sure. I've seen he's shown me pages on the back lot, if you will. Oh, I really like this guy. I think he's coming out pretty cool. I think he's coming out pretty cool. Let's see. Hated RPGs until Knights of the Old Republic and Fallout. Yeah, I never. I've always liked RPGs in the game, in the video game market. I never got to play them when I was a kid. Oh, that was evil. I wasn't supposed to play Dungeons and Dragons or anything like that. So, but now as I got older, RPGs have had a big impact on me personally. So, I'm gonna give this guy a tuft of hair, since we're talking about questing beasts. They should be called beasts of quests. So questing beasts doesn't make any sense. Questing beasts. It's not like the beasts are questing, doesn't make any sense. Yeah, he really wanted to get 500 backers. He's at 455. Okay, okay. It also depends who the camera is following. Who is the main character? If you go from nobody to hero road, the world can grow around you. That's true. That's very true. That's kind of what I have in mind for my main character. Is a younger character. I think I had the knight as my main character in the beginning, but I've since made adjustments to that, and I'm trying to give I needed someone that was easier to relate to. My knight was too stoic, and then when I tried to make him more relatable, he just came across as silly. So I changed my mind. And it's because of the way my knight looks. It's not because of, it's not that a knight can't be relatable. It's just the way he looks. He's too big and tough and bearded. This is going to be some sort of like, maybe I'll give him this little claw thing here. With these claws that come out. What's to say you need a main character, at least at first, you see, who sticks out as your world grows? Well, I already have a plan, so it's I'm telling you, I have a lot of this story developed in my head already. I've been writing notes down, so it's not as though this is an open-ended thing here at this point. I've already made a plan, so I can't work that way. I need a plan. Otherwise, I'm not that good of a writer. At least I don't know that. I'm that good of a writer yet. We'll see. But overall, though, I'm definitely big on world building. And so Sketch, how you doing, man? I'm doing well, brother. I'm doing well. But I think when you're done, Bear, I think you're gonna be pleased. I mean, I have a main character just like Star Wars had a Luke Skywalker, and then these other characters are supposed to be the guys you enjoy along the way. Let's see. Tommy says, I myself play and run tabletop games a lot. Love Cthulhu, Team Heroes, superheroes, but I have played Dungeons and Dragons a lot too. I love Cthulhu, and I was just watching before I came on. I was enjoying in the Call of Cthulhu game that's out now, which is sad because I will never play it. I don't have time to play games. I've been asking for a PS4. By the time I get a PS4, there'll be a PS5 or PS Immortal or something like that. But anyway, Call of Cthulhu has an end scene, I guess, that I got to see, and it's available on YouTube, and it looked cool, really cool. Elliot names his character Cridulus the Great. Yes, sir, Mr. Gervais. What can I do for you? Don't make him a sulky runaway Ophard like they did. No, 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 no. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see. I'm a very mainstream guy. So I'm not thinking too hard about that sort of thing. I'm not trying to subvert your expectations either. But I do have ideas. You know, I do have thoughts about where I want my characters to go and grow. So, like I said, the gist of this story is redemption. Is the concept, the main theme of this story. It's about there was another story that I had developed, and maybe I'll make this the subtitle of the book. But it was another character, and the concept was called Relentless, and it's about the necessity of being relentless in your pursuit of faith and relentless in your pursuit of joy and happiness. And so this story kind of takes some of those cues. I'm basically combining several of my stories into one idea. Mr. Cardinal says, I hear you on that, Elliot. I've been chipping away at my world since 2005. I got the story arcs fleshed out, but still have enough wiggle room in the story to have fun things happen to the characters. Yep, that's been my plan. Is this a dragon or hellhound? This is like a hound. He has a Chinese dragon face, but it's more like a hound. Sketch says, I got that Ben Jones book. I saw him be attacked. He held his own pretty good, made me proud to back his book. Good looking out. Okay. Neither. It's a mother-in-law. What? Well, this could be a book too. It could. I have designs for that character as well, but I feel like I'm kind of combining the ideas at this point. Kind of what I want to do in the hell world is kind of what I'm planning for Hellbound. Do you draw any wizards? I have already drawn a wizard. This is there's two of them so far. This is one of them. Let's see. This is one of them. And then this is another. So my two wizards so far. So we'll see what happens there. Let's see. Oh, Relentless could be book 2. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see. Not could be a book, but could be book 2. Yeah, I guess so. Hellbound and it's the same story though. Hellbound 2, Relentless. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a gobble gobble water. See, I'm trying to figure out now where his legs go in the back. I think they're gonna kind of come out this way. Oh, he's a cool beast. Let's see. Do I have clerics? That's interesting. No, well, sort of. I like an evil cleric. Let's see. Oh yeah, Tim says your Freddy Krueger has his glove on the wrong hand. Freddy Krueger has in the wrong hand, does he? Oh, you know what? He does, doesn't he? Huh. Oh yeah, there you go. We'll have to change that later. Are you going to be able to publish monthly or bi-monthly or graphic novel style? This is going to be a Indiegogo campaign book. I'm not planning on doing monthly books necessarily. Edwin was trying to talk me into that the other day. I have thoughts about it. I've thought about it. I'm not sure that's where I want to go. I don't want to, you know, it's really too early to say for sure, to be honest. But you made fell this small. What? I love watching you draw when I do my sketchbook. What did I say, Crit? It's brutal. Pronounce my name the French way. Well, how should I pronounce it? Monthly is brutal. Yeah. Don't listen to Edwin. If you do that, you'll have to no time for my commissions. How did I make you feel small? Crit, don't say that. No, create. Why you say that, Crit? Don't say that, Crit. Anyway, Indiegogo is like a Kickstarter. It's a crowdfunding thing. I'm gonna produce it. If it gets funded. If it gets funded, then I'll move forward and produce it. If it doesn't get funded, then we won't be doing it. That's kind of how that works. So it's a fair, in my opinion, it's a fair way to kind of present the idea and say, you know, hey, is it worth doing? Instead of producing it and then putting it out there and then never sells in the marketplace, or what if I put it out in the comic book market and nobody wants it? That doesn't make any sense, especially when you're competing with books that are already out there, that are already manipulating the budget, or monopolizing the budget of the retailer. So for me, that doesn't seem like a very viable option as of right now. That doesn't mean that I'm not willing to try it if it's the right scenario, and I think that's kind of what I'm talking about. You're tired. Yeah, so for me, if I can get the community behind it, and then you guys are excited about it, then it's just a book that you're willing to back me on, and then we can go forward. If not, you know, that's not a problem either. Then as an entrepreneur, I listen to the market as a businessman. So I'm not trying to just produce my favorite art. It's a product. So I want my product to be successful. I'm not trying to just make a statement. I think that's probably the flaw that's happened in comics today, is that, not in all comics, I would say that in Marvel comics, which is probably the most disappointing, because it's, you know, it's not, Marvel comics is disappointing because those are the epitome of mainstream. You know, Spider-Man, X-Men, they are as mainstream gets. And yet they've been kind of co-opted for the purposes of presenting an agenda-driven message in their books. So the books never feel sincere anymore, and it's just a bad idea, in my opinion. It's kind of like if you were just trying to make something, just it's like making a restaurant with food that only you like. That's kind of the only way I can kind of compare that. These few months of backing projects have opened my eyes to who I want to focus on backing in the future. Well, that's good. I hope I'll be part of that. And Critias is good too. I hope you guys will consider Critias's book, Detective Dead. But yeah, I think it makes more sense to let you guys determine what's going to be out there. I mean, that doesn't mean that I don't have an opinion. It doesn't mean that I don't have an idea of what I want to do. But let's just face it. I mean, what's the point of putting all the money and energy into something that no one else is going to support? No, it's just funny to me because I've never heard someone know how to say it in the French way. I know from the comedian Gervais. Pretty says, "That's me. That's me, sucker. That's me. That's me, fool." So yeah, so you know, Marvel does it. It's a shame because it's kind of antithetical to a business. They're treating it more like it's a political stump, and that's fine, I guess. You know, I'm not mad at them like I once was. I used to get mad at these guys because I really felt like I had ownership of these characters to some degree in a way. That's where crowdfunding comes in. Absolutely right. See, Cardinal says, I think the whole system needs another option for creation as well as distribution. Having Diamond in control of what's sold to the masses and taking a massive chunk off the top is savage. Yeah, I agree with that. So that's what you mean as far as that's where crowdfunding comes in. Exactly. The crowd determines what is going to be not what is going to be produced. How do I say that? It doesn't. You guys are not going to don't have the say in what I'm making or what I want to produce. That's how markets work, right? That's how it's supposed to work. When I create, if I want to say I want to make a shoe, I want to make an all-star shoe, and it's going to be great, and I want it's going to be the next big baseball shoe or basketball shoe. And then I put out all these designs. Let's say I get it all funded, I get it all backed with investors, because in that system, the investors are the ones that play the role of you guys. You guys literally are the investors. And so you control, exactly, Adam, you control the demand. So to explain it better, I'm trying to find multiple ways of saying it for since you asked the question there. So by letting by producing something that I want to do based on investors, let's say those investors are private investors. Well, then those investors become they're the ones who are the supposed tastemakers, and we don't know if they're going to be right. So then what happens is it fails, and then everybody's upset, and then people lose faith in you. In this system, I present to the crowd, the public, my idea. This is my concept. This is what I want to do. Here's my work. Here's what I've done before. You can see it here. If you think it'll be something viable, then you guys can support it. If you don't think it'll work, then don't support it. So if it doesn't work, then guess what? If it doesn't get supported, I don't produce it. And that doesn't mean that my dreams are dashed. I mean, if I want to, I can still produce it. I'm just not going to produce it on any schedule that's going to hurt me in my time. And that was the other reason why I didn't like doing comics anymore, because I was putting all this energy into producing somebody else's project, and it was totally monopolizing all my time. And so now I'm producing something for myself. So if it does well, awesome. If it doesn't do well, I can still pursue it to a degree. I'm just not going to make it a priority. It's just a matter of business. I got bills to pay. I got kids to feed. You know, my wife. I want to keep her happy. So let's see. Already back to Critis's book. To those who write you that Critis. Yeah, Critis is an awesome guy. Really awesome guy. Adam says we control the demand. Another faceless person in the crowd. Critis is heartbroken. LOL. Tommy says YouTube is great as I can hear people speak and tell about themselves. As I am from the other side of the world, I don't have the option to go to cons. This is the first time I hear the creators myself. Oh, that's awesome. See? That's very cool. And that's kind of what I like about this too. And that's why if you follow me on Instagram, you get to see me publish online a lot of the stuff I do as far as commissions and stuff. You can see a lot of that there. So it's kind of like looking at my work that way too. So that's what social media has afforded all of us, an opportunity to go that route. Let's see. Okay, you guys talk amongst yourselves there, or something like that. All right, so Toon says, okay. All right, so you guys are on that now. Okay, so Brian says, the Collector, the Kickstarter, and Indiegogo campaigns are the new speculator market. With low print runs of first prints, it has the ability for keen collectors to get in on the ground floor. Exactly. So let's say it does really, really well. Let's say Hellbound becomes something that everyone wants to read. And maybe Hellbound won't be the right title, because maybe it'll offend people and I won't be able to sell it to more people, in which case I'm a businessman. I'm going to be thinking about that too. But let's say it does. Let's say it kicks. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is great stuff. All right, fine. So now we're doing it. Now all of a sudden I'm getting a request from comic shops. Hey, I heard about your campaign. Your stuff was great. I'd love to get in on this. How can I get copies of this? That's when you start thinking, okay, now because of word of mouth, and this is where you guys come in, because of word of mouth. Let's see, the setup is great until people get bigger and the audience gets drowned out. I wonder what you mean by that. But anyway, so now I can possibly say, okay, now it might be worth it for me to pursue a publisher who will take this book and distribute it. Then I can get it distributed through Diamond if I needed to. But To be honest, I don't like Diamond. You know, it's a necessary evil in this market, in this industry, and I don't like the way it works. So I can't really complain too much about it because it is what it is, right? You guys, if there wasn't a Diamond right now, you guys wouldn't be buying comics from comic shops. Um, the indie market, if it wasn't for YouTube and Twitter and Instagram, you wouldn't be buying something as much from the indie market anywhere. How would you know? Unless there were fanzines and all that kind of stuff. So Geek Out Loud says, word of mouth, word, working title, Hellbound. That's right. So Toon says, like with Ethan, as he got bigger and he had more people on, the customers get lost in their conversation. I can see that. Again, but what's the product? Is the product Ethan's show, or is the product his book? So hopefully, you know, and you got to respect Ethan for what he's doing. That's part of his business model too. And you know, eventually, if I get monetized, I'll be more I'll have to focus more on the ones people that pay. That only makes sense. But I hope that we can always maintain it. And that's why I'm trying to do other social media things. I'm also going to be doing some stuff on Twitch eventually. So there'll always be a way for you guys to communicate with me. So that's not going to go away. And I don't think I'm ever going to get that big. I mean, really, I'm kind of what I am now. I still respond to as many messages as I get through Instagram, and I have a pretty decent following there. So I'm just saying, it's don't plan for the worst yet. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope for the best in all of us, right? I think Diamond's an old model that will not last. I think you're right, Gervais. Or Matthew, sorry. But yeah, I think I'm with you on that. Part of the product system is the connection we get here. Oh, I understand it, but it doesn't mean it doesn't suck. I can see that, but see, I don't really don't think of it that way, and I wouldn't think of it that way too. I would view it in a different way, because it's not possible to respond to every comment. Someone's going to get lost. Someone's going to get lost, you know. So it's just one of those things that it can't. If it gets bigger, it will turn that way. Hopefully, we are developing these type of relationships here, and I think you'll notice that some people get different kind of status, and based on their involvement at the early stages. You know, I'll never forget YouTube. How can I forget? Matthew says you have the right idea, spread out on many different platforms. Yeah, that's my plan. That's my plan. That way, I can kind of build it all out as much as possible. I'm being as transparent with you guys as possible. I can totally understand why it might not feel comfortable, but I definitely see how it can be better. No, I know, it just kills it a bit. Being able to chat like this makes people feel like a part of the artist's growth. No, I'm with you there too. But like I said, I have well, I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever have that many followers. I don't know that I have that much to say. One of the things I think about when I think about this whole Comicsgate movement is I don't have the same. I don't have those arguments on Twitter, so I don't have a lot to talk about besides that. I love that this is a thing because I think it's important. I hate that people are doing the things they're doing. Do I like Nickelback? I don't know. Conversation says, I think Instagram could be better for business. I think what sucks is you can't post links to products in the descriptions. That's true, Comics Legend, but I just found a workaround. If you go to my Instagram profile, click on the link I do have, and it takes you to something called Linktree, where it has all my links to different things. So that might be a solution. Perhaps splitting the book later to Alterna. I mean, the premium with signature is the thing that is cool to get from IGG and get the book done. But for a wider audience, Alterna would be awesome. It would be, but again, I don't know if that wider audience is going to be there. By the time I get to that point, I don't know what condition the comic book industry is going to be in by then. So I'm just kind of focusing more on this, and then I'll focus I want to focus more on merchandise. Because becoming a full-time comics guy is a different kind of business model that I'm ready to pull off, I think. I like the idea of creating books like Mignola does. I love that idea. I'm more interested in that than I am in other things. What about 669? What does that mean? Okay, what is 69? Let's see. Matthew says, have you thought about Patreon? I actually have a Patreon. So if you guys are interested in in supporting me further, that's also a thing you can do. Check it out. The link is in the description below, and you can see I have certain tiers there available for certain things. I'm in the middle of revamping things, so I've been behind on providing some of the perks that I set up for that. But if you guys would be patient, I'm coming back strong. I do for $5 a month. I do a sketchbook of all the stuff I'm creating. So I'll do a PDF sketchbook that I'll email or I'll send out to the whole group through Patreon, and then from there, there's also opportunities to win original art, which will be done on sketch card size. Let's see. Adam says my art will carry me, I think. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Tommy says perhaps splitting the book later to. No, that's what Alternative says. Creators forget me pretty quick. You'll be the same, like a hooker in the night. You take my money and back. O-tune. Right, well, everybody's laughing at you. Let's see. What about 6? Okay, Sketch says, I hate being told what to do on my platform, like this here. This is your house. No one tells you what to do in your house. Okay, I kind of agree with that, but I can also appreciate what people are saying. So, you know, it makes sense. It kind of goes both ways. Check out Elliot's Patreon. Word. Pretty says, nah, chill. No, I've been playing this game since 2014. I have yet to forget everyone on that channel. Trust me when I say I know a lot of people on that game. Okay, right on. Tunes laughing his buttocks off. Comment sections. I remember when Mike Miller used to have like 10 people in his live streams and he would read every comment. These days are long. Those days are long gone. Well, you know, again, I don't know if you guys have seen. I've seen the chat move the way it does. I don't know that that would be that's an easy task, and that's a lot to ask of someone to read every comment. Let's see. Matt says, oh crap, I forgot. I received your Black and Red book a few weeks ago. It's awesome. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that, man. Let's see. Do you like 6ix9ine music? No, I don't know who 6ix9ine is. Kay says no. Oh, okay. I see what's going on there. You guys are talking amongst yourselves. How far are you with Detective Dead? Okay, so Crit, they're asking you questions about Detective Dead, brother. All right, so I'm about wrapped up here for this session. Let's see, how much time have I been on here now? I've been on here over an hour now. So I'm going to wrap this up, y'all. So I want you guys to, I want to thank you guys, first of all, for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. And I want to thank you guys for allowing me to be part of your world and part of your life. Thank you guys for backing up my Indiegogo campaign known as Black and Red. And I also appreciate the concerns that you guys have. And I think those are legitimate concerns to a certain degree. I think we need to, that's where we need to kind of bounce back and forth and just, that's why it's so important to forge real relationships. And I think that will help along the way. But I appreciate all you guys. And on that level, I do, I love that you guys care enough to still want to be part of the story. And you guys will always be part of my story. I can't let that go. So Birdie Lee, what's going on? Anyway, here he goes, grabbing the money of the side table and running. Y'all so foolish. Anyway, so seriously, this is my Were Monster. I'm not sure what he is now. Maybe this is my current. Well, anyway, the streaming. If you want to check out some of my stuff, please check out my channel on Instagram and everywhere. Why is that hidden? That shouldn't be hidden. That looks good. Yeah, everybody check out the Ryan Cardinal. Humphrey Bear, good night. Good night, Rodwell. So yeah, y'all be good. God bless you guys. Be safe. Until next time. Keep it going. Don't forget, Hellbound coming at you 2019. Bye. Oh, don't forget to check out, Big Bridge Designs. Check out the merchandise there, and also let me know if you want to see other stuff there. Matthew, later. Be cool. Bear, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Woot Woot says the Cardinal Therapy says bye. Greedy says good night. Cardinal, thanks for the stream. And if you want to check out, okay, I read that. I could have sworn Sketch says something up here. Oh, sure, you can take feedback. That's the sign of a good creator. And as a fan, I want your chat to go so blindingly fast you can barely read all the super chats. Well, there you go. I appreciate that, Sketch. Thank you for that. Oh, I love you guys. Later.